This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, April 4. In Squiz Kids Today, Aussies win the World Cup. Liberia's super honest taxi driver. Rhinos make a comeback in India. And Harry Styles' jumpsuit. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
Arise Alyssa Healy, the new hero of Australian sport. And while you're at it, arise the entire Australian women's cricket team after storming to a thumping win over England yesterday to win the World Cup. There were scenes of jubilation in the New Zealand city of Christchurch yesterday as the Aussies held aloft the trophy, making them champions of the world. Alyssa Healy won Player of the Match for her record-breaking run score of 170, the highest ever score in a World Cup final, easily beating previous record holder Adam Gilchrist's 149. Healy also walked away with the Player of the Tournament award, scoring 509 runs across the Aussies' 9 matches. In the 9 games that Australia has played in this World Cup, against the biggest cricketing nations in the world, including Pakistan and India, they haven't lost a single game, which is just remarkable. And if you want to get a sense of just how dominant our Aussie women cricketers really are, get this. In the last 5 years, they haven't lost a series to anyone. They've won 2 T20 World Cups and won a record 26 one-day internationals in a row, making them one of the most successful Aussie sporting teams ever. Australian women's cricket team, Squiz Kids salutes you.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Liberia, in West Africa, which I think is the first time we've done that, where a 19-year-old primary school student has won a full scholarship to a prestigious American university. Wait, what? A 19-year-old Year 6 student who already has a spot at university? Emmanuel Tulo is the young man we're talking about, and when he was 9 years old, he was forced to drop out of primary school. His family lived in the country and was very poor, and he needed to help them earn money. Last year, he was struggling to earn that money as a motorcycle taxi driver when he found a plastic bag by the side of the road containing $50,000. And when someone came forward on national radio asking for help to find the lost fortune, Emmanuel returned the money without a second thought. People made fun of him at the time, saying that he would always be poor, but the opposite has happened. A very fancy private school has taken him in as a boarding student for free. The president of Liberia has given him $10,000, and as soon as he finishes high school, he has a spot at an American university, which will also be for free. You see, it does pay to be honest.
Animal Kingdom.
And it's off to a national park in India we go for this Animal Kingdom story, where the number of one-horned rhinos is on the increase, thanks to some nifty conservation efforts. Fans of all things rhinoceros will already know that the one-horned rhino is incredibly rare. It's estimated that there are only about 3,700 of these majestic creatures still left in the wild, which might sound like a lot, but it really isn't. And because their horns are considered valuable, they are hunted by poachers. Poachers are people who illegally kill wildlife. But since a crack team of park rangers started patrolling the national park on elephant back, the poachers have been kept away. Hurrah! And by building special mud platforms for the rhinos to stand on during the monsoon floods, they're also losing fewer rhinos to drownings, which is another win. Welcome back from the brink, the one-horned rhino.
Pop Culture Corner.
Look, it's the last week of school for many of you, and I hate to break it to those of you still at school, but a large chunk of the country is already on holidays. So, let's ease into the week with the important news that Harry Styles has a new album and a new single out. And I'm going to put my crystal ball gazing hat on for a moment and predict it's going to be the song of the Easter holiday break. It's called As It Was, and if you liked Blinding Lights from The Weeknd, you're going to love this. Oh, and he wears a sequined one-piece red jumpsuit in the video, and so that will probably become the height of fashion too. Shame I look rubbish in red though. A quick message now from our podcast partner, Woolworths Fresh Food Kids Discovery Tours. The Woolworths Fresh Food Kids Discovery Tour program is about teaching primary school kids, that's you, where our fruit and veggies come from. It's a classroom experience with fun digital activities designed with the help of smart foodie people, educators, nutritionists, and a food scientist to help kids learn about how food gets from the farm all the way to your fork. On Wednesday, we're visiting South Australia to talk to farmer Marco about the process of growing potatoes. You'll be able to hear the chat right here on the Squiz Kids podcast. And teachers, if you're looking to bring the farming and sustainability world into your classroom, you can request a free classroom kit at woolworths.com.au/discovery tours.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Which team did the Aussies beat yesterday to win the Cricket World Cup? That's right, it was England. Question number 2. Which country does the super honest taxi driver who handed back $50,000 come from? That's right, it's Liberia. Question number 3. Which pop star has a new album, new single, and a new red sequined jumpsuit? Yeah, it's Harry Styles.
Shout-outs.
It's April 4. The Grammy Awards will be held today in Los Angeles. Oh, and it's also World Rat Day, which is a day for people who have rats as pets to celebrate what great pets they make. Though I think I'll just take their word for that. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Orion from Walpole, Cobus from Ithaca Creek, Ellie from Yass, Connor from Mermaid Waters, and Tiana from Five Dock. And belated birthday wishes go to Don Corleone from Highton. Classroom shout-outs today go to Year 3 and Mrs. Mears at St Bridget's Catholic Primary School in Coonamble, to Mr. Yeager in Class 2B at Flagstaff Primary School, Class 4ML and Mrs. Leahy at Mount Carmel School in Yass, and lastly to Year 5 and Miss Clissold at St Christopher's Primary School in Holsworthy. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.